and gentlemen, yes, this is your favorite show, Sports Unfolded, with your favorite hosts, Eric and Ron.
Hey, sports fans, welcome to the best sports podcast on the planet, Sports Unfolded, where we cover all of the top sports stories that have happened this past week. I am your host, Eric. Main man right over there, Ron. How are you tonight?
I'm ready to go. There has been so much going on. I cannot wait to give my opinions.
Yeah, it's insane, man. It's just every week I am just,
I'm
in
still
awe of all
stunned
the
from Monday.
stories that I could get. I'm like, this is crazy. We're going to talk a lot about Major League Baseball today. We've got some NFL. This gentleman right here, Joe Flacco, joining the Bengals. We'll discuss that, as well as Ron's favorite NBA player of all time, LeBron James.
Oh, come on.
Looking forward to that discussion. And Connor McDavid, I think we're going to have an interesting take on that as well, as he signed an extension. But before we get into all of that, Ron, let's first and foremost thank those that are going to join us live tonight. If you join us, join the chat. Let us know if you have an opinion about what we're talking about. If there's something you'd like to talk about, we'd love to hear from you. That would be amazing. And we want to thank those that are helping us continue to grow. And we will start off with our good friends there in Providence, Rhode Island, Ron, and WBOB.
Yeah, tonight's show is brought to you by Sprout Co-working. For all your co-working needs, large or small, visit sproutcoworking.com. So send us an email if you want to sponsor us. ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com.
We also want to thank those in the Dallas, Georgia area, 99.1 WDJY FM. Thank you for putting us on every Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m., as well as SEC-TV, Public Access Channel 12. Thank you for putting us on every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. We appreciate the support. Ron, it is going to be a fun show tonight. I expect some madness. You better lose some Christmas cards tonight because it's been a while.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to
know that's coming.
And we're going to start off with Major League Baseball, this leadoff story. The divisional playoffs are still continuing. We got a game tonight, a game tomorrow. Your thoughts on the two remaining series and what your ultimate outcome you think on both of these will be?
Look, first of all, I am stunned that the Cubbies are still there.
Cubs are still in it.
Look, what an effort they're putting in right now. I mean, they could stun the world, really.
They could, right? Not expected to be there. The fact that they got in, were able to win in a wild card. Now they're in the divisional matchup in a game 5. Here's the key, though, to this, Ron, for me. Game 1, 9-3 Milwaukee. Game 2, 7-3 Milwaukee. Game 3, 4-3 Chicago. Game 4 was 6-0 Chicago. The key here is the home team has won each one of these matchups in this playoff series. Problem being for Chicago, it's in Milwaukee. So game 5 in Milwaukee. Brewers second best in batting average in this postseason, batting .260. Cubs, though, 5th in ERA, 2.95. Something's got to give in game 5. Winner faces the Dodgers, who defeated the Phillies. I think most fans would root for the Cubs just because of the history.
Right.
But the Brewers at home have not been beaten in this series.
No, and I would expect it to be the same. See, you also got to look at the scores of these games, right? Game 4 was a blowout for the Cubs. And that is not going to sit well with Milwaukee Brewers, who are now going to be angry going into Game 5 at home with the crowd behind them. And if you look at if I don't they haven't set who the pitchers were going to be yet.
They have not. Yes.
So you would think they might both run their game one pitchers back out there. And if that's the case, advantage Milwaukee, because they'll both be on the same rest, and frankly, Milwaukee was better with him on the mound than Chicago was. So I would think that everything points in the direction of Milwaukee, except for momentum.
Yeah, right. 2 straight wins by the Cubs. Again, to your point, game 4, 6-0 shutout. So you will say that there is a possibility that, if they can ride that pony, take advantage of it right now. But again, Milwaukee tough at home. And those 2 games that they won, 6 runs and 4-run difference, it wasn't even like it was close. It was, a dominant performance by Milwaukee and the Brewers.
I mean, you got to beat them 3 in a row, right? And that's not easy to do. They were the best team in baseball. I mean, how often did they lose 3 in a row?
Yeah.
I don't know the stats on it, because I didn't follow Milwaukee, through the whole season. I mean, you just know that the pitching is there, and they've had some clutch hitting throughout the season. But as far as the stats on how many times they lost 3 in a row, probably wasn't very often.
Yeah, no, listen, they performed extremely well during the regular season. I think they're more stunned that they're in a game 5 situation, win and take all, against the Cubs. And again, we talked about this storyline with Counsell leaving Chicago to go to Milwaukee and how that all turned out. So there's bad blood here. This game 5, I expect to see some fireworks because I don't think either team wants to give in.
No.
What about in the AL, Ron? We got the Tigers at the Mariners.
That's a good one. And
so,
look, I mean, these 2 teams are good teams. Let's be honest. Detroit almost collapsed. And then at the last moment, they get in and have been pretty good, in the playoffs. And they were down 2-0, I believe, in this series. And they came back, and they're going to have their ace Skubal, on the mound, in a perfect situation for the team. The only problem is he's 0-3 against Milwaukee this season, and I don't think it's going to change. I just believe, because he pitched game 2, if I'm not mistaken. He lost. He gave up a couple of home runs, and he didn't get a decision in the game, but they lost the game. They have not been able to beat Seattle with him on the mound. Go figure, right? Like that tells you everything opposite of what you know about Skubal and how great he is. He's probably going to win the Cy Young Award.
Yeah.
And Seattle has his number. And he's going to be going on shorter rest than what's the kid's name?
Kirby. Kirby's pitching for the Mariners.
Yeah, George Kirby. George Kirby pitched game 1. So he's going to be fully rested.
Never been a big Kirby fan in Nintendo, by the way. I'm just saying. But I will say, right out of all the characters, Kirby to me is not. But anyway.
He's not intimidating.
Right, he wasn't. But I will say this. I agree with you, but I think Skubal has figured out some things. I thought mentally after the pitch where he hit the kid in the face, and I was like, this he's done. Like he's come back, bounced back. Tigers are 3rd in hits in the postseason. Yeah. They find ways to manufacture runs.
They do.
Again, game 1, all these games have been pretty tight, other than the last two. But games 1, 3-2, Detroit won. Game 2, 3-2, Seattle. Game 3, 8-4, Seattle. But then game 4, 9-3, Detroit. So again, if you start to look at, to your point, momentum, Detroit's figured out some of their pitching, hit them extremely well in game 4. I think this bodes well for them. I really do. The winner faces Toronto.
Again, the direction points in their direction, but keep in mind, Kirby, the last time he faced elimination in a game, he pitched 7 shutout innings.
Yeah.
So, and Seattle has beaten Detroit every time Skubal has been on the mound. So,
yeah,
it's a toss-up. Good luck. I would not suggest betting on either of these games at this point.
So we're going to do our predictions at the end of the show. Both of these games will be on it. If you'd like to see if you can figure out who wins and get on that prediction chart, stay tuned for that as well. But listen, game tonight, game tomorrow, and then we're on to the championship series already in baseball. Like, it's crazy. It's, the 10th day of October, and
and the way Philly went out,
that was heartbreaking.
The Yankees, it was like, wow.
Well, the Yankees, Yankees didn't look good in that series anyway. No. But the Phillies series, the kid, if he threw to first base, they're probably playing, next week.
Another game. Yeah.
To me, that was just, again, I think in the moment, pressure, not thinking. Yeah, and the Dodgers, listen, I think they're vulnerable. I think if Milwaukee comes out of this series, I think the Brewers could beat the Dodgers. I think they could.
I don't think so. There's no guarantee they're even coming out of it. So, what do you want to see more? Do you want to see LA Milwaukee or LA Chicago Cubs?
It's tough. Yeah, either one of them doesn't entice me to want to watch that series, but yeah, that'll be an interesting one. I think a lot of people rooting Seattle, Toronto. That's an interesting matchup because both of those teams are. I agree. Not, so I think a lot of people be rooting Seattle.
I don't know. You gotta start wondering. People trying to figure out who's the better matchup against LA. Maybe that's what people want to come out.
Which you would think Toronto, honestly, with their bats and what they're able to do.
With their bats and their rotation. Pitching. I think they have a good rotation.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how this weekend pans out. We'll obviously be talking about next weekend, the ALCS and NLCS, so look forward to that.
Yep.
All right, Ron, we're going to move on, though. We're going to talk some NFL, and there was a trade. You don't see trades too often, especially within the division. I don't know if this is a sign of how bad they really feel about this quarterback, but Joe Flacco has joined the Bengals, traded from the Browns. Can Flacco actually help the Bengals this season? Save their season run.
How Russell Wilson fell from grace. Like, you would think, as backup quarterbacks go, you would think that somebody would have made a play for Russell Wilson. But apparently not. Like, it's gotten to the point, okay, somebody would rather have Joe Flacco than Russell. And that's eye-opening, right?
Yeah. Yeah, listen, Joe Flacco, if you wake up one day and you go, listen, I'm throwing a Jerry Jeudy, Isaiah Bond, and Jeremiah Thrash, and now you tell me I'm throwing a Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, I'm going to be like, pinch me, because if a quarterback ever went from a bad situation to a good one, Joe Flacco, the key here is, though, I didn't even look his age up, but he's getting up there. Joe Flacco really hasn't performed. He had a moment. And then it's like, it's all faded now. I don't know. Next 4 games, Ron, at Packers, home for the Steelers, home for the Jets, home for the Bears, then they got to bye the Bengals. They're 2-3, currently second in the division. We know the Ravens are a mess. The Browns, obviously, whatever they're doing now, Dylan Gabriel's their starting quarterback for the time being. Steelers are the only one right now that looks good in this division.
And you don't want them to win.
He could win 2 of these 4 games. He could beat the Jets and the Bears.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, he could be a reason why they get into the postseason.
Well, yeah, if they can stay close enough, if they win 2 of these 4 games, say, but that puts them in a position, at the end of November, let's see where Joe Burrow is. It might be enough of a push for Joe Burrow to come in and win a few games at the end of the season like they always do and just fall short. But it might be enough to get them in this time.
I will say this. Defensively, they're still not a good team.
No.
So he's going to have to be able to put up some points. Team ranks 11th overall in sacks allowed so far through 5 games. So, again, they're in the top end of the league when it comes to allowing sacks. That's not boding well for an older quarterback.
It's a train wreck.
And then on top of it, I know it's the Browns, so we got to take some of that into consideration when I throw these numbers out. But Joe Flacco this season's 1-3, 58.1% completion percentage, 815 yards, 5.1 yards per attempt. Not very good.
No.
2 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. I'm not like, if it's not jumping out to me like, hey, wow, the Bengals got themselves a guy that can perform and perform well.
He's got to be better than the kid. Browning, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Browning.
He was terrible. Did you watch any of their games with him as a quarterback?
I saw the one where he threw more interception, like to whatever team he had more receptions.
He was just throwing it up and hoping where it landed was, not in the arms of the enemy.
How we love to not be in the arms of the enemy.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's an interesting start. I listen, Joe Flacco to me he won a Super Bowl. And the reason why he won a Super Bowl, he had one of the best defenses in the league. I don't look at Joe Flacco as anything other than an average quarterback. And to me, the Bengals are so desperate.
Yes, and that's exactly what they were.
Everybody knows that this girl's trouble, but you ask her out on a date because you're like, I just need a date. And then you realize you're going to go to prison because she just got you in trouble. This is, to me, like the same thing. You're hoping that a guy who has underperformed the majority of his career is all of a sudden going to figure it out. Yes, he's got 2 of the top wide receivers in the league. But if he can't figure out who to throw the ball to, he's got 6 interceptions. That is not a case of bad receivers in Cleveland. That's a bad decision-making on the quarterback's part.
There's a lot of to be blamed on in Cleveland. But it still doesn't make Joe Flacco an above average quarterback with receivers. It doesn't change what he is. You can put a costume on a zebra, but it's still a zebra. You can't. What's the saying? If it looks like a duck and it sounds like a duck,
it's a duck.
It's a duck.
Can you say the other one again, though? Because you can put a costume on a zebra and it's still a zebra?
Yeah.
If you put a zebra costume, it's still a zebra regardless.
It's still a zebra, yeah.
Okay. All right. But the duck thing I got. The duck, right? It looks like a duck. Smells like a duck. It's a duck.
And it quacks
too. Like a duck. And he quacks.
There's going to be a lot of quacking. A lot of quacking. Look, right. I think, and it is a desperate move. Like, could there have been possibly a call to San Francisco?
I mean, Mac Jones is hurt too, so I don't know.
No, I mean, well,
They're
Mac
not
Jones
giving
is
it.
going to play.
And Purdy's making too much money.
Well, would you have made the call to get Purdy?
I don't think financially they could have done it.
So then, I mean, there really is no other alternative.
I think, to your point, I probably would have looked at Wilson before I looked at Flacco. But, I mean, I don't know.
I saw the pass he made in the game last night coming in after,
Yeah, it did. That wasn't very good. And
that pass was not close to anything.
You got to give Jackson Dart some credit.
Yes.
That kid's got some moxie. We talked about it a few weeks ago, and I told you that this kid has something. He's a little arrogant on the field, and I think that bodes well. That's like a Brett Favre. Brett Favre, I don't think, was the greatest quarterback. I think it was his attitude, and you see it with Jackson Dart. But all right, Ron, with that, let's talk about some games of interest for this week. So the week 6 of the NFL season. I know you're looking forward to the all 14 games, whatever there are, 30 games, 20 games, whatever. I think it would be 16 because 32 teams. So 16 games. Which game are you looking forward to the most?
The most, San Francisco, Tampa Bay.
I could see
despite all the injuries, Tampa
Mac
Bay's
going?
receiving core is out.
Yeah. And then Mac Jones is questionable.
Man, he took a
is
so
beating.
tough. What a tough guy. I mean, he got brutalized last game.
How do you feel if you're a 49ers fan and Purdy is he hasn't been the same quarterback in 2 years?
Oh, I'm riding with Mac Jones all the way.
And they paid a lot of money. I think Mac might win that job.
He's going to win the job.
Right? Which is insane
the
to think
toughness that he's displaying. Plus he's playing pretty damn well. He's not making mistakes.
Yeah.
He's
Kyle Shanahan, quarterback whisperer.
He's the quarterback whisperer.
Right?
Because look, and I said it, and I know you know it, that I said Mac Jones in that first year, that's the quarterback that he can be. He did not get an opportunity, that was even remotely good in year 2 and 3 on the Patriots. I mean, it was clear that he was not Belichick's guy. And he did not care what happened to him.
I will say this. I don't know who Belichick's guys are anymore, because if you look at his college career, not going so well. Not going so well in North Carolina either. They actually, it was a big story this week that he might have been out.
It was.
So, I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about.
There's talk. There's a lot of chatter that he's doing things. He's a little weird.
Yeah, and he's deliberately, I think, trying to get out of it. But he's not going to accept the buyout at less money.
No.
I don't think he wants to be there. He just wants his $20 million, and he'll skadoodle.
Yeah.
Skadoodle.
But
I think skadoodle and something.
What Mac Jones is doing now is I thought he could be doing, in New England. Now, given that, I do like Drake May.
Yeah, I agree. I think the kid, for the first time, beating Buffalo, I saw him win a game.
Yeah.
He just made plays when he needed to make plays. He didn't light up the stat sheet. It wasn't like you sat back and go, wow, 400 yards, 5 touchdowns. Like, holy cow, this kid. He just made plays.
He is 5th in the league in yards, though. Yeah,
but he made plays when he needed to. He should have been sacked at Pats. Let me just say this, too. And we just talked about Tatum before the show even started, right? The way these guys are recovering from things, Steph Diggs does not look like a guy that had knee surgery 9 months ago
No.
That Buffalo game, I was like, this guy, you sure he was hurt?
Impressed me.
You sure he was hurt? Because he looked great. I had another game on there, and you have it up. The Seahawks at the Jaguars. Very quietly, the Jaguars are 4-1.
I don't want to hear. No, yeah, I don't care. They suck. I'm sorry.
Their record says they don't.
Look, they looked awful in that game. Awful.
What are you talking about? You can lay down, get back up, and run in for a touchdown. That is one of the boldest plays I've ever seen. Forget the tush push.
He still doesn't know what he's doing, Eric. Lawrence is just awful. Like, he's making stupid mistakes. How many delay of games is he going to take, in the season? Like, he has no clue what's happening out there.
They win this game, though. 5-1.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be the worst 5-1 team ever. And they're not winning this game. Seattle is going to make sure of it.
All right.
Sam Darnold, baby.
Sam Darnold versus Trevor Lawrence is one of our most interesting games of the week. When did you think you would ever say that? I would
take Sam Darnold over Trevor Lawrence. I take Mac Jones over Trevor Lawrence.
Come on, 5 years of doing this now. When do you think we would ever say our game of interest, Sam Darnold versus Trevor Lawrence?
I would never have said that ever.
5 years. Last game, you got it on there as well for me. Detroit, Kansas City. Listen, Kansas City, this could be the end of it. If they lose this game, which Detroit right now has figured out, everything we were saying after week one, we take back.
There's no way Kansas City is winning that game. There's no way.
It's in Kansas City, though.
I don't care. Like, what I saw in their last game, this team is going nowhere this year. And the only reason why they can sneak in and win that division is because the other teams don't want to win. It's clear. The
Chargers would have had that division. You lost 2 bad games. 2 bad games.
Yes. What is it, Cleveland and Giants?
Yeah.
Like, how do you lose those games?
Yeah, and the Raiders, absolute trash. Denver, I mean, has played good football. They got to stay consistent.
I think Denver is probably going to be the team to win that division because
I could see that.
The others aren't playing well. I'm sorry, they're not playing well. And I don't see how Kansas City is going to stop Detroit. Now, given Detroit's situation with their cornerbacks, that could be a problem in this game. But Kansas City's not stopping Detroit at all in this game. I'm sorry. It's just not happening.
Last year they played each other, and I think it was like a 50 to 40 something game. Like, yes. It was insane. I think we're in for the same type of deal.
We are.
So this could be one of those scoreboard watching just to see how high the score goes.
And can I ask you another question?
You can ask me anything you want.
How the hell does Patrick Mahomes talk so fast in interviews? It's like you can't even process what he's saying.
But that's how good he is.
I think it's like a confusion kind of thing going on to not answer questions and just confuse the interviewers.
Maybe that's how his brain is just so advanced, Ron. And maybe we're just not smart enough to we're not at his level. That's all it is.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? He's
the
next Tom Brady. The next Tom Brady. All right, Ron. Do you have any other games before we move on? This is not a great week. It's not a lot of.
I do have one game of interest, and it's not really a great game, but I have the Rams at Baltimore because I really want to see the demise of Baltimore.
Listen, there's some coaches I think already on the hot seat. You gotta look at Sirianni in Philadelphia.
Oh my God.
I just think he's lost the team. We talked about that a little bit last night.
Yeah.
John Harbaugh in Baltimore, who's underperformed for so many years, could be in that same boat. I mean, there's probably a little bit of leeway because Lamar Jackson's hurt. But again, he hasn't won with Lamar Jackson either.
No, he hasn't, and he's really squandered a really good team. Um, I don't know. I think they're gonna make a change at the end of the season.
Yeah,
I think they're going to. I
that's
don't
it.
see this team coming out of it because they got to go up against the Rams, and frankly, I don't see them beating the Rams at home. You know, like the Rams are going to be way better than them playing in Baltimore, and that is just going to be another bad mark on the Ravens this year. And it just seems like it's relentless right now. They can't beat
Yeah,
anybody.
yeah. And it wasn't Huntley who I now I drew a blank
Cooper
again.
Rush.
Cooper Rush. That's it. They're back. Cooper Rush. Dallas having fun there. All right, my friend. We are moving on to our starting five.
Oh my.
That is a sweet picture, my friend. Our starting five tonight, 41 years ago, 1984, the NBA draft happened. We're going to give you our starting five players from that draft. I am first this week, Ron, so I will give us some honorable mentions.
You know, before we start, that the starting five would make a great team.
That'd be an all-star team. That could probably be an Olympic team.
It was really good. I think the players that I have listed, I think would have won championships.
Yeah, without a doubt. They did. Some of them did win championships.
No. I mean, as a team.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I think I could agree. All right, so my two honorable mentions, I have two.
Otis.
Sam Perkins and Kevin Willis were my honorable mentions.
Really?
Sam Perkins.
Sam Perkins?
Yeah, listen, he had a stretch. And then when he was with the Lakers, I like Sam Perkins. He had some good numbers.
And you didn't have Otis Thorpe as an honorable mention?
Nope.
Sam Perkins had literally nothing. At least Otis Thorpe went to an all-star game and won a championship.
Sam Perkins, 11.9 points, 6 rebounds, 1.5 assists. Not bad. Honorable mention.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it's not Otis Thorpe. 14.0 points, 8.2 boards. That's not that.
Okay. All right.
Otis Thorpe. All of
mention.
A sudden, you wait. Hold on. All of a sudden, it's scratchy for the sound, and you're cutting out most of the time. So you might want to fix your audio. I had Otis Thorpe and Kevin Willis were my honorable mentions. Sam Perkins was not good enough. He'd be on the bench somewhere.
Okay.
You know, if I started all these guys that I have on the list, if I put all these guys on one team, it would only be 9 players, by the way, and they would win a championship.
Okay. All right. So you only had one honorable mention?
I had Otis Thorpe and Kevin Willis.
Okay. All right. At number 5, then, let's get into our starting 5. I had Otis Thorpe at number 5. One all-star, one championship. Decent numbers. Came out of Providence.
Well, that's even more egregious.
Came out of Providence. Otis Thorpe.
Yeah, but that means you forgot somebody else that's even better than those two guys.
Who was it? Who's your number 5?
Well, my number 5 is Alvin Robertson.
Yeah, I saw Alvin
Who's
Robertson.
14 points per game, five boards and 5 assists. He's got 4 All-Stars, 1 All-NBA, 6-time All-Defense, 1 Defensive Player of the Year. and 3, I don't know what that is, steals titles.
Didn't win a championship.
He's still better than the other guys.
Otisthorpe did. And Otisthorpe put up some decent numbers. Hold on a second now.
How do you have Sam Perkins and no Alvin Robertson?
Thorpe. 14 points, 8.2 rebounds, 2.2 assists.
Your audio is terrible right now. It's ass.
I don't know what to tell you. I can't do much here. All right.
All right. This is what we're going to do.
What are we going to do?
You're going to explain what your number 4 is, and I'm going to refresh. And then when I come back, I will explain my 4, and you're going to refresh.
Okay. So at number 4 for me, I had John Stockton, the man right there, captain of the assists, 10-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA, 9-time assists, 5-time All-Defensive, 2-time steal.
Your list.
John Stockton at number 4 for me.
All right. So, look, I have at number 4 Charles Barkley. And Charles Barkley, 22 points a game, 11.7 boards, 3.9 assists, 11-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA, 1 rebounds title, 1 MVP, which is really, really good. And I have him behind Stockton because John Stockton had 5 times All Defense and 2 steals titles, same amount of All NBAs. I know Barkley had the MVP. This was the decision to make. It was between Stockton and Barkley.
Okay.
And I love Charles Barkley. I think he's my favorite sports personality in like the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
But I think John Stockton was just a little above with that defense.
Okay. See, I went Barkley at 3.
Yeah, and I get it.
And I mean, I love Stockton's. Listen, the assists, the steals, the defense, 100%. But Barkley won an MVP. Barkley was the best player in the league. One season, and you're still talking a season where he had Michael Jordan and some other guys that could have clearly been better than him, and he still outperformed. So I went Barkley at 3 for me.
Yeah, and that was the toughest part for me, is which one was going to be 3 and 4, and I kept switching them. But I ended up going with the defensive side with all the accolades that he got on that. And, did Karl Malone win an MVP?
I don't think so. I'm going to check right now for you while you.
I thought he did. And to me, it doesn't belong to Karl Malone. It belongs to John Stockton. Because who gives Malone the ball? It's John Stockton. Without John Stockton.
Excuse me, you won 2.
So I thought so. And to me, that's a split to me, because I think that's the 2-headed beast for them. Karl Malone doesn't get points if John Stockton's not there. Sorry. And I always felt that Stockton was the reason why Malone was so good. Now I'm not taking the skill away from Malone at all, but I am. So Karl Malone, I guess I won't get a Christmas card from you.
Karl Malone, 14-time All-NBA. A lot more than Malone, by the way. So he did it without Malone too, without Stockton. But all right, so we flip-flop 3 and 4. Let's see if we have 1 and 2 the same. I had at number 2 Hakeem Olajuwon, because before he changed his name to Hakeem,
it's Hakeem.
As Hakeem. And Hakeem Olajuwon, 12 All-Stars, 12 All-NBAs, 2 Defensive Players of the Year. He won an MVP, 2-time Finals MVP, 2 championships. Probably to me considered one of the top 3 centers of all time. And it's tough. Centers are tough. But
Ooh, I don't know.
What he was able to do in that period, a team would be up there and probably at least into my top 5. At least in my top.
That's tough because when you talk about top 5, you have
Russell.
Wilt, you have Russell, Kareem. You also have Shaq.
I may put him ahead of Shaq.
I probably would because of that defensive side to him. I'm not sure though. I'm not positive on that.
It's tough. But did you have Akeem?
I do have Akeem Olajuwon at number 2. He was a clear number 2, but he was clearly number 2.
Yeah. Some guy. I mean, I think he's got his own shoe.
A few shoes.
Yeah, a few shoes. He was pretty good. Loved the McDonald's commercial. I thought he was great in those. And Gatorade definitely was one of his favorite drinks. That man right there, Michael Jordan, has to be number 1. 14-time All-Star, 10-time scoring champion, round 10 scoring champion. Only won 11 All-NBAs.
It's like I'm looking at the numbers. It's like, how does anybody compare anyone to him?
11 All-NBAs, 5 MVPs, 6 final MVPs, 6-time champion. This was a good class, though. This is the 80s, early 90s. These were the players.
I think it's top heavy. You have 4 Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
But then there's only like another 4 or 5 players after that. And then like almost everybody in the draft didn't even play in the league.
That was
like there was a lot of players that didn't play. Back then it was 10 rounds.
Yeah, that was weird too.
And it clearly was 10 rounds. And after this draft is probably when they changed it because nobody played after like the 4th round.
Yeah.
And then very few played, between round 2 and then. So like there was only a handful of NBA players and most of them stunk. Like for real, there's 9 players that really came from this draft.
Yeah.
And Otis Thorpe, Kevin Willis, Sam Perkins, and Sam Bowie are only guys that really even played in the league. Everybody else was just garbage.
I think Bowie, the worst part for Bowie is Jordan went after him. So he was always going to be like, what the hell mistake did you make?
How did you pick Sam Bowie over
right?
Michael?
Absolutely insane. But
again, John Stockton was way down too.
Can I say this too, Ron?
I thought.
Let me say, either we're getting really old. This doesn't seem like 41 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like 41 years ago. This was the draft.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Where time's going? That these guys that we're talking about now were in the league 41 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's scary. That's scary, my friend. That was fun, though. That was fun.
Yeah,
hopefully
it was.
My audio's a little better now.
So far, everything is fine.
All right, beautiful. All right, let's continue this NBA talk. I said we would talk about Ron's favorite player in NBA history, and here we go. Because should the Lakers, you would have drafted him over Jordan even after knowing everything, wouldn't you? I knew it.
I would have drafted him over this guy.
Yeah. Should the Lakers be concerned with LeBron James's injury? So he supposedly will miss 3 to 4 weeks with a sciatica. I will say this. He will probably miss the start of the season.
Yeah, and he'll unfortunately miss, having to play the Golden State Warriors and Minnesota. How convenient. He'll probably come back in the following game where he has to play Utah.
I will say this, Ron. The Lakers really don't have much besides Luka and LeBron. Like a lot of role players, a lot of guys that are okay, huh?
Hachimura.
Yeah, okay.
Marcus Smart.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, okay. All right, that's probably the dumbest thing you said. Not smart at all. So what I will say is this: I would be concerned if a guy who's in his 40s, right? He's 40 years old now, has played over 1,562 games. Ron.
Yeah.
These things now are going to start to affect what he does, how he does it, and they need him and Luka if they're going to try to win a championship this year.
You know, I probably should have named the song. Remember, I named the show Sciatica. Remember the Al Pacino?
Yeah.
Attica.
Sciatica.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, Lakers should definitely be worried because that Western Conference is stacked. And I'm sorry, he might not even play half the games this year.
Yeah, I think listen, he's exceeded, I think, everybody's I guess he's breaking a record now. Vince Carter had 22 seasons. This will be his 23rd. So just another record that LeBron can hold.
Really? Vince Carter played that many?
Yeah, 22 years. Yeah. But so I think
you would think his numbers would be better.
I mean, Vince was nasty for a while. Yeah, let's be realistic. But again, he wasn't able to do. But I will say that I think LeBron is this is more of a, dare I say it, farewell tour. He's just playing it out for another record that he has another record now under his belt.
Yeah, and no matter how many records he seems to take over, he'll never attain number one status. He'll never attain it. He's chasing ghosts.
Ron, we're going to do something crazy right now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know you're not going to like me much on this one. You can't say that. You'd have to look at decades. He is probably the best NBA player of this decade.
No, he's not.
Who's better than him?
Of this decade?
This decade let's say the last 10 years.
So the last 10 years, I'll take Joker.
Okay. I think Joker's done it for a smaller amount of time.
Or Curry. You know, I would take either one of those two guys in the last decade. I mean, how many championships does Curry have? 4?
Yes. Danny is here. Danny, thanks for joining.
Hello, Danny.
His Cowboys are in the mix. Yes, they are, Danny, and
they are in the mix.
I
wouldn't be surprised if they actually take first place.
They could win that division at some point, but that tie might hurt the Cowboys at some point.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt.
That's gonna hurt them. I don't know. Listen, last season, 24.4. Now remember, 40 years old. 24.4 points, 7.8 rebounds, 8.2 assists. He shot 51.3% from the field, 37.
That's right, Danny. You are 100% right. 100%.
I'm not saying Michael's not. All I'm saying is you could do this with a million different players.
But see,
in any league, in any time.
You want to take players from a decade and say who's the best. I don't have LeBron leading any decade. I don't have him leading any decade.
See, that's where I disagree with you. I can't. I mean,
because, you know, first of all, I don't see him as the best player, you know, in this league, you know, at any time that Curry has been playing. I don't see that. So first thing you have to do is eliminate Curry from the conversation, and you have to go back before that.
I know we've got plenty of people out there live.
It wasn't him.
If you put plenty of people are out there live right now. I am not saying he's better than Michael. I am saying is you could legitimately say he is the best player of the last 20 years. 2
No,
decades.
I can't say that. I can't say that because it's not true in my opinion.
Screw LeBron. Dustin, thanks for joining. Or should I?
See, you have
Can't
now
stand the
two
man.
other people
Goat
saying the
man.
same
I
thing.
grew up on Jordan. We all grew up on Jordan. That's on this podcast. Doesn't come close. I'm not saying he is, yes. But again, today's society, players are different than they were. They're different.
Right, and I'll take Curry over him any day of the week, any day. And even 10 years ago or 15 years ago, I'll take Curry. I'll take him. I just think he's a better player. You have to go back to the first 5 years where LeBron played, and he still wasn't the best because Kobe was in the league then. Shaq was around. Magic was still there, hanging in there, and still playing great. So he was never, to me, he was never the best player in the league. Maybe you take a year or 2 out of his career, maybe, but when you're talking decades, no, he's not. That's just how I feel, and it has nothing to do with his numbers. It has more to do with his teams. Look, I think I look at some of the players in the league, like Joker, for instance, and Shaq and Kobe. Those guys made their players better. I don't think LeBron makes his team better. In fact, he killed Kevin Love's career. Kevin Love was 23, 24 points a season easily. He goes to Cleveland, he gets nothing. He gets nothing. And it's because it's all about LeBron, and he doesn't even share with Kyrie.
So Dustin's giving LeBron a 2-year period, 11 through 13. Eric doesn't get it, Ron. MJ, the legend, the GOAT. MJ is the legend, the GOAT. I put MJ ahead of LeBron.
I put 5 players ahead of LeBron. 5 players. Well, maybe 6.
And I don't like LeBron. This isn't me. I'm not a LeBron fan. I don't like LeBron. You got to respect the numbers. You got to respect what he's done for the amount of time he's done it. The man at 39 averaged 24.4 points per game.
I agree with Dustin right there. What he just said, and I said a 2-year period where LeBron was the best. And I get that, but he's not the best of any decade, and I can't give it to him. I'm not just going to award him the fake king, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
You are out of control. That was awesome.
I am not out of control. It is true, Eric. Look, everybody is saying.
Shaq couldn't shoot free throws. There was no defense anymore out there this decade. I would say LeBron could not be Jordan on any day. I think people are misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm not saying Jordan.
I know what you're saying.
He's not better than Jordan.
No,
I'm saying
not.
In this decade, you have to consider him in the last 2 decades the best player in the NBA.
And I don't.
He averages what he has averaged because this era of basketball is soft. Put him in the 90s. Listen, you're 100% right, but that again, different era.
It is.
It's a different era.
I just don't. I don't see it. I don't see.
I would also say this: would Wilt Chamberlain dominate Shaq? Probably not. As much as he dominated everybody else back then, it was different eras.
Russell dominated.
Russell dominated too, but look at Wilt's numbers.
I know. I'm just
right.
Look,
he wouldn't do that.
I get it.
In
Everybody's always got this argument, but I look at when he played, and he doesn't dominate. And it's the same thing to be said in hockey, with Connor McDavid. Woo, right? He doesn't do what Gretzky did. He doesn't do what Lemieux did. He didn't do what Gordie Howe did. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. You can't say, like Sidney Crosby, perfect example. Oh, he's the best player in the league. No, he's not. He's not. And he hasn't been in a while. He was only the best player in the league.
You have to get a Sidney Crosby shot in.
I did. I don't want both of them. Both of them,
Every
Sydney
time.
and
Jeff,
LeBron.
that's a stretch, Jeff. He doesn't. He's talking out his, the other end of his body right now.
My blood pressure is already
I
sky
love
high
it.
right
I
now.
love it. All
The
right.
heck with LeBron. The heck with Sydney.
Scared the MA. He won 6 rings and 6 tries. Had he not retired? I think he would have won 8 straight, Dustin. I am 100% with you. I mean, that baseball thing, and we can all, speculate why it happened. I agree, Dustin, though. It probably would have been 8 straight. Probably would have been 8 straight. No doubt in my mind. Like, he was that determined and that good. And he did it more. He sustained it longer than LeBron did. I would agree with you on that part of it, Ron. Like, I think LeBron's had spurts and times where Jordan was it was like there was a 10-year period where, guess what? There was nobody above him. There was not a single player you could even debate it. Oh, now you want to debate that too? Who you putting ahead of Jordan?
Jordan. Oh, I thought you were talking about.
No.
Never mind.
Jordan did it for a long, sustained period. LeBron, I would agree with you, has been spurts. But in those spurts, he's probably been the best the last decade versus some of these other guys. But that's
not the last decade.
All right, let's move on because you're driving me nuts here. Let's talk some baseball. Let's talk about the New York Yankees. Is it time to finally fire Aaron Boone? And I want to start this one off, my friend, because as a Yankee fan, I looked at his numbers. This is where I want to start. He's managed in 1,194 games. He is
It's been that long?
Yes. 8 years, 8 seasons.
Wow.
697 and 497 in his career. That is pretty damn good. A 58% win percentage. I'm like, wow. He's 25 and 27 in the postseason. He is a below 500 manager. The New York Yankees, who are 27-time world champion, 27.
I say keep him.
20 world champions. They're about winning championships, not getting to the playoffs and losing. I'm done with that. I'm done with the stupidity in New York of keeping this guy around because he hit a damn home run back in 2003. I don't care. He has arguably the best player in Major League Baseball today in Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
And somehow cannot figure out how to win the big game. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
I say keep him because what more does a Red Sox fan want than Aaron Boone in that dugout?
He still figures ways to beat the Red Sox, which shouldn't happen either. Did Jordan?
No, I knew. Look,
Dustin, in all fairness, that is a league thing that changed. All those guys played 82 games back then. Now, I don't care who it is. They all take load management. Joker does it. Curry does it. They all do it. Not just LeBron. That was the San Antonio Spurs and Greg Popovich, and he created that mess with the load management. Who cares about the Yankees?
That's why they have a league rule now. That's why they have a rule.
Kind of reminds me of the Bills, Jeff says. They choke. Right? Like all the talent's there in New York, and somehow there's something holding them back. And I'm telling you right now, it's the manager. He has to go. You cannot be 25 and 27 and be okay.
If they want to be holding something back, they could get Shawn Mendes to manage the team.
Who cares about the Red Sox or Yankees? Both of them suck. Who cares? Get over it. All right. I want the Dodgers to lose now more than ever, Danny. Thank you. Okay? Because you tell me a team that pays Ohtani $2 million a season, and then we'll talk. The biggest joke in Major League Baseball by far. Get out of here. I am by no means a Yankee fan. But
you can read it out loud, Derek.
Say what you want about his postseason record, but not many managers have a winning record in the postseason. Look at the playoff field this season. Roberts, Francona are the only long-term managers with winning playoff records. That's a great point, Dustin. That is. The issue becomes, though, Francona managed what? The Reds? Dave Roberts managed the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Combined, do they have 27 world championships?
What, did you expect Boone to have 27 championships?
I expect the Yankees to want a manager who's going to get a ring and not settle. And they settle. And this is the issue.
You know why? You know why?
Why? Because
George isn't there.
Exactly.
That's exactly why. You think George Steinbrenner would be settling?
As bad as the Raiders were, Al Davis had the same mentality. He was going to get guys just to get guys to try to win.
In that last game for the Yankees in Toronto, George Steinbrenner would have went down there to the dugout and fired himself. Fired him.
Boom, right there, done in there.
Right there.
Of the 30 managers baseball this year, only 4 of them have winning postseason records. Dustin, I agree with you. Because you are right. Most times you don't.
Like, who are you going to go get that is a championship caliber manager? Right now, there isn't one.
You got to change something at some point.
Yeah, but you can't just go and say, all right, we're going to go hire this guy because he's got championships. Well, that's not true, because there's just not any out there that's available. I mean, you're talking about guys that are like 90. I mean, you gotta be able to bring somebody along, and it's just like bringing up a player.
Listen, as a Yankee fan, you said something that struck me and now resonates. George Steinbrenner, when alive, Joe Girardi, who I thought was a pretty good manager. I would actually take him right now. Fired Joe Girardi because he couldn't get them to the World Series and hired Joe Torre. The rest is history on that part of it.
Yeah.
It's time. It's 8 seasons, Ron. If this was like, hey, it's been 3 years, he's made it to the World Series. He's made it to the World Series once in 8 years and lost. And now it hasn't even got out. In this season, he didn't get out of the divisional. But then he has the gall. He actually has the gall to sit up there and say, this is the best team I've had my whole career. As a manager, you lost in the divisional playoffs.
Yeah.
Your last year's team at least made it to the World Series.
The Yankees haven't been the same since Aaron Boone hit that home run.
2003. Exactly. He's a bad luck charm. You bring him back.
They brought him in because of that home run, and it hasn't worked. Look,
the magic's not there.
You gotta have somebody like going through the minor league system to learn how to become a manager. Period. Because it isn't just, putting your lineup in and going with the same guys every day. It's not like that. There's a lot of things that you have to do right, and every manager goes through those bad decisions, and you just can't keep making the same decisions.
Yeah, exactly. Great managers have feelings. Like, they have that feel. Like, hey, you know what? Giancarlo Stanton isn't really doing it right now. We're going to sit him in this game. And the only time he did it with the Boston, when he put in Chisholm and Rice, because he hadn't played him the game before, and he was like, I got a feeling. All right, great. But then all he did is the next game, he just did the same lineup again. Yeah. So this is my point with him. I don't think he's great. The Braves were the last team that went outside of the box for a manager and hired longtime minor league manager Brian Snicker. He had success early, but not lately. Yep. Yeah, right. There aren't any potential managerial candidates out there that are championship caliber managers right now. Dustin, great point, man. I don't know what it is.
We had talked about this with Pujols, right? Now, if Pujols gets the job to lead the Angels, I mean, it's okay. Why not? They've tried everything else. They tried bringing Mike, whatever his name is, the catcher there, Sosha.
Yeah.
They tried bringing him back after, previous time that he was there and won a championship. And they tried bringing him back and it didn't work. So, it is hit and miss. It's what you've got to work with. It's what the decision making is. Just setting up your rotation is critical as well. Because, if you have like take the Red Sox had Tim Wakefield, right? As a knuckleballer. So when do you put Tim Wakefield in the rotation? Say the first three guys are statistically better, but wouldn't it be wise to put a knuckleballer in between two guys that have a good fastball? Yes, because that's a totally different look. So just setting up your rotation is critical as well. And if you can't put the rotation in an order where it's going to benefit for those pitchers.
Dustin, Dustin is slowly becoming my favorite person ever. But right, if the Yankees want to shake things up, fire Aaron Boone, hire Mark DeRosa. D-Row managed Team USA in the World Baseball last time around and led them to a second place finish, right? And USA Baseball never predominantly does well in the World Baseball Classic. Players love DeRosa. He would put together an incredible coaching staff of former players and coaches, probably win a ring in New York in 3 years.
Yeah, and to add on to that point, it's the details, right? Mark DeRosa pays attention to those details because on the Major League Baseball Network, he was always someone that analyzed the way somebody swings, just their footing, pitching on the mound. How are they coming off that mound? Those are all key aspects that a manager needs to know, and Aaron Boone doesn't know those things.
Fireball. All right, Ron. We've got some great participation tonight. You guys have been awesome. Let's keep this up.
That was a good name to throw out there. That was a good name.
Our split decisions. Our split decision segment, we give each other two more likely questions, and we have to make a decision. You guys out there, if you want to give us a split decision as well, we would love to do that, or answer what you think. Working on Major League Baseball has helped DeRosa a lot. He is analytically driven, but doesn't need software to tell him about analytics. He analyzes the game with his eyes. I love it, Dustin.
Exactly.
Let's make this happen. Let's put it in the air. We put it in the atmosphere tonight. Dustin, let it happen. Let it happen. And you will be the reason, Dustin, it happened in this podcast right here.
Yeah, but we all know that we want Aaron Boone to stay right where he is.
Ron, before we get into our split decisions real quick, would you be able to do our good friends there in Providence, Rhode Island?
I sure can. I can
plug.
do any of those people.
Let's do it. I don't know what that means, but okay.
All right, so tonight's show is brought to you by the all-new 990 WBOB radio page, offering links to your favorite Providence shows, including Sports Unfolded and the Brian Bulldogs Sports Hour. So send us an email to sponsor the show, ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com, and don't forget to check us out on WBOB radio page.
Yeah, great Providence radio station. Check them out. All right, Ron, split decision time. I am first this week, so I will start you off with my first split decision. Which quarterback, Ron, is more likely to get to 100 wins first in their career? Jared Goff, who's at 85, Josh Allen, who's at 80, or Dak Prescott, who's at 78? Who's more likely to get to 100 wins first?
I'm going to say Jared Goff because he's got a 5-game lead. I would think that he's going to at least win 8 more this year. I think they're going to run pretty evenly with those two guys between him and Allen. I think Allen will just stay right behind him because Detroit is very good as well.
Dak. I knew Danny was going to go Dak.
And I think Dak is in that same position. He's going to win 10 games a year. So, so he'll be the same thing. He'll be third in that line.
Yeah. Dustin says Jared Goff because the Lions are built to win double digits the next 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I could see that. Danny's still Dak all the way. So.
Yeah. I think
I would agree with you.
Because those teams are going to win 10 games the next couple of seasons.
Yeah, both of them. Jared Goff has the edge with the 5 games. That's a good one. All right. Your first split decision, Ron.
Let me see. Where do I want to go from this? I'll go with football as well. Who will more likely have more passing yards in week 6? This week. Drake May, who faces New Orleans, Daniel Jones, who faces Arizona, or Sam Darnold, who faces Jacksonville.
I'm not going to go. I think Jacksonville has a decent defense. I think they could get to the quarterback a little bit. So I don't think it's Jacksonville.
Danny does not like Josh Allen, really?
Colts play who again?
Arizona.
Oof.
They might need a quarterback too.
The Saints would be the easiest answer, but I think Sam Darnold, Danny's going with. I will say I don't think Drake May. If the Patriots are going to win, Drake May cannot throw for a lot. I think they're going to try to run the ball more effectively, and so I'm going to go
fumbling.
Without fumbling. That'd be nice. So I'm going Daniel Jones against the Cardinals. That's from Daniel Jones is playing his way into a long-term deal with the Colts, and Arizona is reeling right now. Yeah, so that's what I'm going with. Me and Justin agree. I'm going.
I actually agree with that.
Yeah,
I actually agree.
All right.
This was me being able to come out and say, hey, you know what? I was wrong about Daniel Jones.
You were.
I think he's doing a great job.
Yep, Indiana Jones.
So I will get a Christmas card from Daniel Jones.
You may. All right, Ron, your second split decision. Which NHL player is more likely to get to 500 career goals first? John Tavares, who's at 494, or Patrick Kane, who's at 492? Who's more likely to get to 500 goals first? I think both of them have.
I'm gonna say Jonathan Tavares.
Are you
He's
just
a little closer?
2 goals. You will be wrong about Sam Darnold. All right, Danny, we'll see.
I just think Tavares is a little set up better.
Patrick Kane.
Toronto.
Danny's going Patrick Kane.
It's tough because I think Tavares is a better overall better player. But Patrick Kane is a better scorer. But Toronto is a better team. Possibly.
Dustin says John Tavares, the Red Wings have too much offensive talent with Larkin, Raymond, and Brinkett, where Kane is on the second line.
Yeah, Kane is on the second line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not bad.
That was good, Dustin.
All right, Dustin. All right, Ron, your second split decision.
All right. Who is more... You're going to love this one. This was a great one. Who is more likely to play more games this season? DeAndre Ayton, who played 40 last year, 55, 67, and 58 in the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James, 70, 71, 55, and 56 in the last 4 years. Luka Doncic, 28, 22, 50, and 70 the last 4 years.
You're killing me right
Or
now.
Marcus Smart, 34, 20, 61, and 71.
Who's going to play more games?
Who's going to play more games for the Lakers this year?
Listen, Doncic looks like he's built. Like he lost a lot of weight. He's been working out. I think he took his off-season regimen extremely serious. I think he's going to play 75 to 80 games. I'm going Doncic here. I think LeBron at 40.
Despite having 28 and 22 the previous two.
But he was never in shape. That's why they traded him to begin with. And now he's in shape. He's ready to play. He's going to prove the world wrong.
Okay.
So I'm going Doncic here.
Isn't that's a mash unit if I've ever seen one.
Danny's going Luka as well.
I thought that was an interesting question because
it was, though. I agree.
You got 4 guys on this team that don't play a lot.
Eric, leave my Luka alone. I just gave Luka a compliment, Danny. I just said it. Doncic will play the most games. James is already out 3 to 4. Yep, which we talked about. Which will take 10 games off. Yeah. Doncic dropped 45 pounds. I didn't even know how much. I see 45. He's in the best shape of his life. Dustin. Yep. Dustin, you are on fire tonight, my friend.
Yeah.
You're on fire.
Coming with the facts.
Coming with the facts. All right, Ron. You don't want to lose weight also? Wow.
Yeah,
Danny.
Don't you want to lose weight?
Wow, too? Danny. All right, my friend. All right, let's talk some more NHL. Edmonton Oilers signed Connor McDavid to an extension. Good move for the team. Can I say this first and foremost? I don't think we're going to give him enough credit for taking less money. So he signed a $12.5 million annual average.
Really, that's all he took?
Yeah, 4.5 less than Kaprizov annually.
Wow.
He took less money because he wants to build this team. He wants to try to get a player.
The question that, like, I didn't know the contract numbers. With that being said, absolutely it was the right thing to do for the Edmonton Oilers, because now you just got the best player in the league, signed to a hometown sweet deal,
right?
That's going to give another 4 to 8 millions to get that guy that they need to make the difference. And whether it's a defenseman or a goaltender, you got to get somebody in there that can make a difference, and not the offensive player. You need to get defense. You're not going to win unless you can keep the puck out of your own net. That's it. That's what Florida does so well.
Yeah. So Danny said, give him credit. He's the best. Dustin came back with, it's only a win for the team if they win the whole thing. If they don't win it all, he will be a trade chip in about 4 or 5 years, as the Oilers will be forced to reset. Yeah, I think, listen, for the time being,
I think the guy that they'll trade away is Draisaitl, because they just got a sweet deal. I mean, he's getting paid only like $1 million more than Pasternak. And I love Pasternak, but I'll take McDavid over Pasternak.
Listen, how many times in sports have we seen this anymore, where a guy takes less money? We always say the hometown discount. You don't see it as much anymore.
No, you don't.
So I really like the fact that he did do this, because and to me, his mentality is, look, I know I need players to help me win.
Exactly.
He could have taken more money and just cruised through this thing and losing the Stanley Cup.
17 million easy.
And losing the Stanley Cup every year.
Yeah.
Or he could say, listen, I've been there twice now, and I don't like the taste of losing. I'm going to take less to try to get us players that can help us win. And he's smart about it too. Listen, I'll do it for 2 more years. At that point, either they win one, or he says, you know what, I'm just going to go for the money at this point because I know that's the best we're going to be able to do.
Yeah, I just think that Edmonton, by saving that money, I think you've got two guys on your roster now that are game changers. Now you need to do what Toronto was unable to do and go out and build that team from the net out. With those two guys in place, I think they could do it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think, even though Florida is 2-0 right now, I don't think they can head back there. They've been to the Stanley Cup 3 times in a row, and that wears and tears. Edmonton has one more shot at this, I think. And, after that, if they don't change something, then it's on them.
Yeah. Dustin, you don't see hometown discounts because most players want to cash in when they have the chance. Agreed. No one knows when their career will end, so that first massive deal comes up, they want to take it, right? Yeah, absolutely. And I think Connor's at that point, though. He's had some good deals. This was obviously an opportunity to take a bigger deal, and he took that discount, which I commend him for it. You don't see it anymore. You really don't.
Yeah.
You really don't.
And you just hope that Edmonton figures this out on what they actually need.
Yeah, they get the right player.
I can tell them they could hire me and pay me, $500,000 a year, and I'll tell them.
That's all. What a deal!
Oh, only $500K. I'll give them a discount too.
Yeah, that's nice of you. Were you going to stay with Becky? You going to go live with Becky there in Edmonton? All right. All right, Ron. Let's move on to our pick and roll. Great conversation, though.
It's time for pick and roll.
Oh, we didn't pay attention to that one. 1988 Major League Baseball Draft All-Stars. I thought it had this one is actually NHL players who had 40-plus goal seasons. They had 4 of them. Dave Anderchuk, Peter Bondra, Theo Fleury, Jerome Agilna, Eric Lindros, and Mark Messier. We're going to rank them from 6 to 1. I will start us off as soon as I read Dustin's. I see a lot of financial side working in sports media nowadays. Oh, financial. Look at you, sports media. All right, Dustin. Loyalty goes out the window when players want to cash in. If you want the hometown discount, sign the player to an extension while they are still under their rookie deal. Or do what the Braves did with Ronald Acuna. Yeah, I thought that was a steal. Acuna Jr., 10 years, $120 million. Yeah, of course he is regretting that deal because, especially with the injuries now, that really puts him hampers that.
Yeah, because you can't live on $120 million anymore.
He has no leverage, though. But consider it in baseball world, $12 million a year is not a lot.
No, it's not.
All right, so those players, we went. I bounced back and forth in this at number 6, but then I thought I just looked at the numbers overall, and I had to go Peter Bondra at 6. He's played in 1,081 games, 503 goals, 389 assists. So 892 points, a plus 74, 78 game-winning goals, no accolades to speak of. I had this player at 6, but then I said his numbers were too good, even though he career cut short with injuries. Eric Lindros at 5 for me, only played in 760 games, but he scored 372 goals, 493 assists, for 865 points. He was a plus 215 in his career. That's crazy. 46 game-winning goals, a 2-time All-Star, 1 at Pearson, 1 at Hart. At 4 for me, I went Dave Anderchuk. 1,639 games, 640 goals, 698 assists, 1,338 points, a plus 32, 77 game-winning goals, and 1 a cup. I put Theo Fleury at 3 ahead of him for the simple fact he played in less games, but I like the points. He averaged a point per game, 455 goals, 633 assists, so 1,088 points, just at the 1 point per game, plus 145. That was pretty impressive. 67 game-winning goals, one-time All-Star, and he won a cup. At 2, I went Jerome Agilna, 1,554 games, 625 goals, 675 assists, so 1,300 points, a plus 30, 101 game-winning goals. That was pretty impressive, the most on this list. 4-time All-Star, 1-time Ross. He won a Pearson, 2-time Rashad, a Clancy, and a Messier. But at number 1, I went Mark Messier, 1,756 games, Ron, 694 goals, 1,193 assists, 1,887 points, well above the 1 point per game average, a plus 211, 92 game-winning goals. He was a 5-time All-Star. He won a Smythe, 2-time Hart, 2-time Pearson, and 6 Stanley Cups. By far the best on this list. He was my number 1 in my pick and roll this week.
Okay. My number 6, Peter Bondra. Same thing, right? 503 goals. I mean, these are all great players, by the way. Like, when Peter Bondra is listed at number 6 here, that's saying something to the other guys. I mean, 500 goal scorer is last on the list. Number 5, I have Dave Andreychuk.
I could see it.
And it was tough for me to do this. I mean, 640 goals is a lot of goals. But, you know, he won a Stanley Cup, so that's great. Hall of Famer. I just felt that the other players are actually better players. You know, Dave Andreychuk made a living parking himself right by the net, and he got a lot of goals just by rebounds. It was a different world back then, and you could just stand practically on top of the goaltender and, you know, just muscle it in. And that's what he did. That's his whole career. So with that, I have number 4, Theo Fleury.
Oof. Okay.
I like the point a game, plus 145, 67 game winners, a Stanley Cup, and only 1 All-Star. I had a very difficult time putting this guy ahead of him, but when I look at the numbers, I mean, it's tough because he only played 760 games, but I put Eric Lindros at number 3. Now, he still got well more than a point a game and a plus 215. It was tough to avoid, you know, looking at that. But the thing that pushed it over the top for me, you know, 2-time All-Star, he won a Hart Trophy for MVP of the league. And Theo Fleury did not do that. He also got the Pearson Award, which is basically an MVP voted on by the players. So all the players recognize that he was the best player in that season. And to me, that made a big difference, you know, over Theo Fleury. Because I like the numbers that Fleury has, but Eric Lindros, if it wasn't for those injuries...
Yeah, agreed.
Probably would have matched Lemieux and Gretzky as far as, you know, points and stuff like that. He could have been there. He was the next one. But injuries sidelined it, and it was a cheap hit that derailed his career.
Yeah, right. A lot of concussions was his biggest.
Yeah. So number 2, I also had Jerome McGinley at number 2. He's clearly by far the second best player on this list. 625 goals, 675 assists, 1,300 points. He was a beast out there. Power forward. Look, 101 game winners. That's a lot of game-winning goals. 4-time All-Star and Art Ross for scoring. The Pearson, of course, he should have won Hart Trophy that season, but he did not. He got 2 Rocket Richard awards for getting the most goals in a season. and a King Clancy. And I had to say that I had to eliminate the Marc Messier award because it would be valid if Marc Messier wasn't involved in this thing, this comparison. But he is. So just getting his award automatically
Puts you to two.
defaults to Marc Messier winning and being number one on the list because of that. And never mind the 1,800 plus points, and the 211 plus minus and 92 game winning goals, 6 Stanley Cups is just absurd. Doesn't happen these days, but it did with Marc Messier. So, number one, Marc Messier by far.
Yeah, no, listen, I agree.
Not close.
Not even a
he
question.
Was such a great player.
He really was. And he did it for so many years. It wasn't like,
with honor.
Yeah, he definitely did. I'm surprised he didn't put him in Edmonton instead of the Rangers.
Well, I just remember the guarantee.
Okay.
And I remember the guarantee, and he went out there and he led his team to that win. Right, and that's look, I can't even say enough about Marc Messier, what he meant to even the Edmonton Oilers. Like, if Gretzky himself was asked who's the best player on your team, he probably would have said Marc Messier.
Yeah, I agree. All right, good list. Fun. That was fun. Probably the first time we actually had like a real big difference.
Yeah, I had Eric Lindros a little higher. And I actually thought he was going to be last after I looked at, the games played and the numbers. But his numbers are really good.
Oh, if he doubled those numbers.
Yeah,
if he doubled those numbers, it would have been ridiculous.
Exactly. And that's the thing. You have to double all of those numbers.
Yeah, it would have been.
And 600, he'd have over 700 goals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you. All right, Ron,
got
robbed. It is prediction time. I want to bring that chart up. Last week, guess who picked the winning driver? Since we both picked the same, got 2 points on that.
Oh, we got the winning driver.
Yes, we did.
Big surprise.
I know. Shane Van Gilzenberg or Byrne or whatever. James went 4 and 5. Kurt 3 and 6. If you are joining us live, want to get your name added to the chart, please let us know which games you're picking. And we will definitely add you to it. So we are starting off.
Nobody beat us last week.
We are starting a Major League Baseball game tonight. The Detroit Tigers at the Seattle Mariners. Game 5. This win and take all. Seattle hasn't won a deciding game since 2001. I think that continues. I'm going Detroit here with their bats in Scooble to win it.
Yeah, I'm going Seattle, Eric. I don't like the fact that they just don't win against Seattle with Scooble on the mound. And the fact that, those bats are dangerous. I just think they have too much power in that lineup to warrant the loss with Scooble going on shorter rest than Kirby.
All right. Anybody out there that's still live, if you want to take your pick, Tigers at the Mariners game.
They're all still live
tonight. I have to go with Detroit. In this one, I understand the Mariners are 3-0 in 3 starts against Scooble, but this season. But I have a hard time believing the Mariners at 4. Can they win 4? I guess I'm agreeing with you, Dustin. We're going Dustin here. He's going to add his name to the chart. That's awesome. All right.
Good logic. I mean, you can turn the logic to anything, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Whatever you want to believe.
Yes, that's it. Tomorrow night, you got the Chicago Cubs at the Milwaukee Brewers. Again, another Game 5 divisional round. Win and take all. Who do you have, Ron?
I'm going Milwaukee. I think they're a better team. I think they're going to come through.
Yeah, I like the bats. Milwaukee can put hits together. They can manufacture runs. listen, the home team has won every matchup in these the last 4 games. I'm going with the home team here in Milwaukee. I feel really good about the Brewers in this one to advance, face the Dodgers. Dustin, do you have a pick?
Where's Danny? Come on, Danny.
You know, Danny does this, and he'll pick one game, the whole thing.
And all right. Who's the other one there? Dustin and
Jeff was on. Jeff, I think.
Jeff, yes.
Cubs are taking this one. Okay, Dustin's going with the Cubs. The Cubs have figured out the Brewers in this series. Okay, all right. 7-6. Cubs are positioned better with their pitching. All right, we'll see. All right, NFL action, Ron. This Sunday, you got the San Francisco 49ers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Our guy, Mac Jones. What a story it's been. But I like Tampa's defense at home, even with the injuries to the wide receiver position. And I like Baker better than I do Mac Jones in this matchup. So I went Tampa Bay here.
So it's interesting because you look at it, all those injuries to Tampa Bay receivers spells doom, right? But this is Mac Jones going against Todd Bowles. He does not do well against Todd Bowles. History, right? So I also went Tampa Bay.
All right, Bucks at home. Dustin, if you have a pick.
And San Francisco is a better defensive team, too. Like, it really, everything points to San Francisco except Todd Bowles. He's got Mac Jones' number.
Yeah. All right. Also, this Sunday, you have the Detroit Lions at the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't see Purdy getting his job back. If Mike Evans was healthy, I'd go Tampa, but I like the 49ers. So he's going 49ers here, Dustin. All right.
It's logical.
This Sunday, Detroit Lions at the Kansas City Chiefs. What do you have, Ron?
I'm going Detroit. I just don't think that Kansas City is playing very well, especially defensively. I just there's too much going on, and it's all excuses at this point. And like they say, okay, Kansas City's offense is waking up and stuff. I still don't buy it. I don't think that Kelsey even wants to play anymore. That's what it looks like to me. He's dropping balls all over the place. He's just not doing what he's done. And I think he's a big reason why the Kansas City offense has been failing, to be honest.
Dustin's Lions by 14. They're trying to prove they don't need Glenn or Johnson. I agree. I think Kansas City, the wide receiver position, they're throwing the ball deep now. Like, that's something they didn't normally do in the last couple of years. It was more the dink and dunk and everything. That could be Detroit's weakness in one aspect, but I think this is going to be a shootout, and I think Detroit has more firepower on the offensive side of the ball. I'm going Detroit as well.
The ramen guy is going to get like 150 yards, at least.
I'm on St. Ramen.
Ramen guy.
Yeah. Tonight, Ron, game 4 of the WNBA Finals. You got the Las Vegas Aces at the Phoenix Mercury. I will say Casey's offense is failing because they don't have Rice yet. They need a legitimate number one. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they might have chosen to go with pasta instead of rice.
Hey.
It's another staple.
I can't. So listen, the Aces are one game away from winning another title. They get it tonight. To me, listen, can I just say Becky Hammonds is such a great coach, and how she doesn't get a job in the NBA is ridiculous.
I feel that Wilson is probably the best player. ever. I mean, if she can complete this tonight, or is it tonight or tomorrow? It's tonight, right?
Tonight.
If she completes this, I mean, she'll have like all the accolades all in 1 year, and uh, I don't see Phoenix being able to stop her at all.
Yeah.
And they did have a big injury too, as well,
Yeah.
on top of it. And yeah, it's a sweep.
Yeah. NHL action. Tomorrow night, you got the Dallas Stars at the Colorado Avalanche. I'm going Colorado here at home. Colorado at home.
Was it my pick?
I don't remember. She won't get an NBA job because men don't want to take orders from a woman. Not trying to be rude, but male athletes have too much pride to listen to a woman, no matter how good they are. I agree. It's sad because, Dustin, I think she's shown that and proven without a doubt that, listen, that team was 14-14. And we had them pretty much, 1 foot in the grave. And she coached her tail off to make sure that team got back to the finals. And they're dominating. It's not even like that. They dominated throughout the regular season. But I went Colorado there. Dallas Stars at the Colorado Avalanche. I went Colorado at home.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Eric. I also have them as my number one team so far in the early going. Dallas I have at number 4. So I like Colorado. I think they have some firepower. Firepower for days, it seems.
Yeah, they got some athletes over
They're
there.
the top team in the league right now. So.
All right. So Colorado. We both agree. Also in the NHL on the 13th round, we got the Tampa Bay Lightning at the undefeated Boston Bruins. Avalanche in a shootout. All right. Tampa Bay Lightning at the Boston Bruins, Ron. Who do you have?
I'm gonna go Tampa Bay. This is hurtful. Why would you put this on here?
Dustin. The Bruins are undefeated, my friend, and they're great at home. They just had that overtime win. There's no doubt in my mind that the Tampa Bay Lightning take this game. So I went Tampa as well. But you never know. Listen, this Bruins team seems scrappy. That's not a bad thing. Sometimes those are the teams that give a lot of teams problems.
Well, hopefully Fraser Mitten will get a hat trick along with Pasternak and be able to win this game. And Swayman is going.
He is.
You know what? We're going to go Boston.
You're changing it.
I'm changing it to Boston.
All right, buddy.
Swayman is in. He's gonna stand on his head as Tampa Bay gets 40 shots on net.
John Cooper is the best coach in the league, Dustin.
Yes, he is.
All right.
He is.
All right, tomorrow, NCAA football action. Number 7, Indiana Hoosiers at number 3, Oregon Ducks. I'm going Ducks here all the way as the Ducks fly.
Well, this is the second duck reference. So if it looks like a duck, sounds like a duck,
is named a duck, it's a duck.
It's named the duck. It's got to be the duck.
It's got to be the Ducks. Ducks. I think this is going to be a rout. I don't believe in Indiana. They're very good quarterback, but Swayman is 4-7 with a 3.32 goals against average against the Lightning. Yeah, Dustin, tell him, my friend, tell him. He's going to be standing. You'll see.
Bruins going to be first place again after that game.
Dustin's going with the Ducks as well. And finally, Ron, can we do it again? Can one of us pick a NASCAR driver winner? We need a top 5 driver this Sunday, South Point 400 in Las Vegas. Who's your driver?
I got the guy.
Who's your
I got the guy. I'm going to get 2 in a row.
All right.
for the second time this year.
All right.
This guy is right now on the bubble on the outside of the playoffs. He needs this win. He's been one of the best drivers this year. Christopher Bell. He's taking this home.
Chris Bell. I like it. Good one. I almost picked him. But I'm going Kyle Larson, who's run this race extremely well and has had, I think it was like 4 or 5 top 5 finishes. In out of 7
I think
races.
he might be number 1 in the standings for the playoffs.
Yeah, when Kyle Larson, top 5, 2 points for if you get the number 1 driver. All right, Ron. Dustin, if you have a driver, let us know. We are getting into our final thoughts, but before we get into our final thoughts, first and foremost, can you tell all the wonderful people out there how they could become a sponsor of Sports Unfolded and continue to help us grow? Brad Kozlowski, got it.
Sure. You can sponsor the show. And if you do, your ad will be here. We will read the ad, so not only will people see it, but it will be heard on the audio version for Spotify, Red Circle, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and plus on WBOB in Providence and WDJY in Metro Atlanta. So it is definitely worthwhile. So send us an email at ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. We can send you out that media kit. And, first of all, we get 9,000 listeners on Metro Atlanta. So that in itself should make you want to sponsor this show. And we really could use a sponsor.
19,000.
What did I say?
9.
Oh, 19,000. Yeah.
19,000.
19.
Right. So many eyes, ears all over the place. We're everywhere. So check that out. Email us if you'd like to be a sponsor of Sports Unfolded. We'd love to have you. All right, Ron. With that, it is final thoughts time. And our final thoughts don't necessarily have to be about anything sports related.
Mine.
It could be about anything happening.
Don't take mine. Can I go first?
Go ahead. Because I have 2. I'll let you. I'm pretty sure one of them. Yep. Go ahead.
So, rest in peace, Mike Greenwell, former Red Sox player. He never got his due in Boston.
Agreed.
And that is because when you have to follow Ted Williams, Carl Yastrzemski, and Jim Rice out in left field, there tends to be a little negativity towards you. And I will be the first one to admit that I fell into that. And when you look at his numbers, 303 batting average is pretty damn good.
Very good.
And this guy was a Red Sox for life.
12 years.
And even up till the day he passed away, he was a Sox player, right? And he actually died in Boston, and that's where he belongs. He belongs in Boston. He was the county commissioner in Lee County, Florida, where he spent his whole life. That's where he lived his whole entire life. He came in second in MVP balloting to Jose Canseco the year he won MVP. And looking back, he probably deserved it more than Jose Canseco. Just saying. So he spent his career in Boston 1985 to 96. He was receiving treatment for medullary thyroid cancer. And, his wife came out and said that, he died in Boston. I'm guessing, a day that he was up there getting treatment. And he passed away at 62 years old. Rest in peace, Mike Greenwell. It's, another sad loss.
Yeah.
As a Red Sox fan, we don't. I don't like those. Yeah. I don't like those losses.
No. and that was one of mine. And Dustin was going to steal my second one. Let's also, my final thought is also rest in peace, Sister Jean.
Yes.
Chaplain of the Loyola Chicago men's basketball team. She has passed away at the age of 106. Who cannot remember that?
Just sitting up there.
That phenomenal run, Cinderella run, the Final Four,
Oh,
2018. It's only 7 years ago that, we saw her in those stands and everybody gravitated towards her. It's just a sad loss because, again, when you talk about things that are so meaningful for sports and sports figures, one of their biggest fans. So she will be missed. That's a tough loss for that men's basketball team. Our condolences to the Greenwell family, to the Jean family, right? Because those obviously are some amazing people that we lost this week. Ron, I want to thank you for an amazing show. I want to thank Dustin for being an amazing guest. You are awesome. Please join us next week. Find out how you did on predictions, but also love to have you again to talk more sports. Danny, as always, was amazing. Jeff, thank you for joining us live as well tonight. Guys,
Danny came
awesome.
after you today.
He did. He called me fat and it hurts. But I will say this. We are on live every Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in for the best sports podcast on the planet, Sports Unfolded. We want to see you. We want to talk to you. We love having you. So we will see you next week at the same time. Join us then. Ron, it's been a pleasure. And all we ever ask for every single show is that we finally get peace on earth.
Have a great night, everybody. See you next week.